Richard Palencia and CJ Hamilton. In the bantamweight division prediction, I'm going to go Richard Palencia to win. He's 10-0 undefeated, beating Alan Bagoso, who's about to fight on, you guessed it, Dana White's Contender Series. Or am I remembering the right guy? I thought it was Alan Bagoso that just recently had a fight on Dana White's Contender Series. Yes, he did. He fought Farid Basharat. And guess what? Richard Palencia beats Alan Bagoso, who is a UFC level guy. He beat Kevin Worth by decision. 5 decision wins in a row, leading me to believe, well, this fight is probably going to go to a decision with CJ Hamilton, who did lose by finish earlier on in his career to Jimmy Flick with an arm triangle choke, Magomedov with a rear naked choke, and Mateus Matos by a knockout right there. But in a lot of those fights, he showed good poise, was able to weather the storm for the most part until he didn't, obviously. But I do believe with the lack of finishing ability from Richard Palencia and the fact that CJ's a pretty tough guy, I do believe Richard Palencia will outbox him on the feet, mix in these takedowns in this fight, a little bit of control time, a little bit of ground and pound, possible submission attempts, and I think Richard Palencia gets to 11-0 as a professional MMA fighter and wins by a decision. Betting odds for this one here should be interesting. I'm assuming the goes to a decision to be pretty interesting for this fight. Right now, minus 270 for Richard Palencia. I don't want anything to do with it, in my opinion. Over 2.5 is at minus 205. If we look onto fight odds, or best fight odds right here, whatever you want to call it, and we find CJ Hamilton's betting odds, the odds for the fight to go to a decision between CJ Hamilton and Richard Palencia are minus 170. It's not something I want to do. I'm going to be dead honest. I don't want to bet anything like that. CJ's been finishing all 3 of his fights inside of Bellator. Just not worth it in my opinion for this one. It's a pass for me on everything betting wise. I don't want to do a Palencia decision, even though that's plus money and that is my prediction. There's a possibility he gets the finish, so it's an interesting one. It's a pass on the betting odds for me.